friends, and welcome back to part 2 of 2, possibly 3, of the Q&A thing. Yay! If you missed it, you can check out the description. Q&A part 1 will be, the link will be there and all that good stuff. Cliff Notes version, a couple of weeks ago, I asked people if they wanted to ask me any questions that I would then put in a Q&A video. And here we are with part 2. Part 2 that is almost definitely going to be longer than part 1, but we'll see how we go. I will break off and do a part 3 if necessary, because I don't want these to be like hugely long. But then again, I don't know. A few people have said that they put on my videos and just have them going on in the background while they work or whatever, which I think is cool, because I've done that with other videos as well. So it's just the circle of YouTube life or something like that. But yes, I have more questions from all over the place. And yeah, so I guess I'll just get right into it, really. I'm kind of just on a roll. So yeah, here we go. Now the first 3 questions all seem to kind of like go in a similar direction, so I'm going to have a long ramble that I hope will cover all of the questions, which are from Facebook, from Nina Echo Zina. I love saying that. Where did you hear about zines for the first time? What was the first zine you ever read? What appealed to you about them? Now, those 3 questions are from Nina. And Latibule on Instagram asked, what first drew you to zines in the first place? And also from Instagram, Over My Dead Copy, awesome name. What do you love most about zines? So yes, I'll have a ramble and let's see if we can, see if I kind of, I feel like all of those questions go fairly together in a way. We'll see. So I didn't actually hear about zines as such, like nobody told me about zines in that sort of way. I rather stumbled across them accidentally, and I do believe I stumbled across them on Etsy. Now, as far as finding zines goes, I can't remember if we have WeMakeZines.com is the website now, but it was a Ning back in the day, and I can't remember if I found zines on Etsy first, or found the We Make Zines Ning first. I can't quite recall. I've been asked this question a few times, like zine origin story, which would be a really cool zine. Anyway, a little pointer for another day. Everything's a little bit fuzzy, but I do remember that I'd not long moved to Bendigo at that point, and the 1000 journals thing was a big thing. Post Secret was a big thing. I'll post links in the description so I don't have to explain those if you're not familiar. And I wanted that kind of, and being in a new town and everything, I wanted that sense of connection and community in a way that didn't provoke my anxiety. And so I'm not sure exactly how or why it happened, but I found zines online, and it was beautiful, and it was love at first sight, and I was so excited that people were making the things. And at that point I'd been a book reviewer as well as an online publicist. Oh, talk about soul destroying work, at least for me anyway. No shade on anybody who does that, but I'd been doing that for a while, and so the independence of it, the artistry, the handmadeness of zines really appealed to me and caught my heart, and seemed like exactly the sort of thing I was looking for. So I was hooked in and love at first sight. I was very burnt out and disillusioned by being an online publicist. I was frankly quite disgusted with the work, and as well as the work situation I was in, but that's very old news and not worth getting into. So yeah, I ended up needing to quit that, which was fun. But yes, zines presented this new world that I could hardly believe I hadn't discovered before, because like a lot of people say, I was making zines before I knew what zines were, and I was that I worked on the school newspaper. I was that kid making newsletters for the theater club, that like all this stuff. Like when I was oh gosh, 6 maybe, I made a little like family album thing with cut and paste ridiculousnit and everything, and I stapled it up, and it was like, here's our family tome thing, and just all of that stuff. So it was, zines were absolutely and completely perfect for me. And yeah, it's there's so many things I loved that I loved and love about zines that like drew me in and have kept me doing what I'm doing now for at least a decade, maybe. Something like that. Wow. Anyway, measuring things in decades. Woo. So yes, there's so many things, but definitely the handmade element of it, the I think having been in publicity, having been in publicity for as long as I was, and just being disgusted with a lot of facets about that, it was so refreshing to find a community, find people freely expressing and not doing so for a profit, doing it for the love of it, supporting each other, not only not doing things with, doing things to a certain, like, everybody has to do it this way, this size, this standard of paper, blah 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 blah, is not only not saying that you had to do it that way, but zine makers often go out of their way to go against mainstream, to go against big corporations and profits and business and things like that. And it was so like, I have found my group. I have found where I have found the space and place and the people amongst which I can find my soul again, after losing it to doing things I didn't. I mean, it's a privileged thing, granted, to be able to love what you do, but yeah, it was just it was really hard to hate what I did for a long time, and zines were so refreshing and lovely on so very many levels about it. So yes, the creativity, well, number one, I love about zines the people. Then there's the creativity, there's the connection, there are the connections. It's just community, creativity, connections. The 3 C's. So it's a bit of a rambly, but yeah, there's a lot I love about zines, and yeah, it had something, a mix of Etsy and We Make Zines. And the first zine I ever read was the Nutella Cookbook. I was so excited. This was back like, what are these things and how do I get involved with the things? And I found the Nutella Cookbook, and I've been told that Nutella is in the States, but I'd never heard of it before. And so when I came to Australia and discovered for myself the glory of Nutella, I was very excited, and to find that someone had created an entire like mini magazine, mini booklet, this handmade recipe book zine on Nutella recipes. It was just oh my heart. It was so good. It was so great. And I still have the zine too. It's put away right now, and it's It's put away in a way that's quite difficult to get to. Otherwise, I'd grab it right now and have it out and be like, the Nutella Cookbook is my first. Oh my goodness. So yes, I think hear about zines. First zine I ever read. What drew me to zines? What do I love most about zines? Yeah, I think I think that covers. I hope that covers all the questions in a very combined sort of way. But yeah, it's always been, not always, but since then, it's been about the people for me, the people making the zines and the amazing thing. But at the beginning, it was freedom of creativity, to be sure. That was amazing. Oh, love it. Oh, all the zine love, all the zine feels. That's all happening. So thank you to Latibule and to Nina and to Over My Dead Copy for the questions. I'm sorry if you would have rather I didn't bunch up all the questions at once, but they seem to all flow together quite nicely. But I don't know how the actual flow of it ended going on. So yes, but thank you for the questions. And the next question comes from Shelly on Facebook, and it is, how did you come up with the name Sea Green Zines? What is the story of that? I would really, 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 really love to have some cool, awesome stories to go with Sea Green Zines, but I love words, and if it wasn't going to be alliteration, it was going to be rhyming. I mean, there is a little bit of a story in that I grew up in Wisconsin and had never ever seen the ocean until the day I flew over it in a plane coming to Australia. But one of the very first things I did in Australia was see the ocean for the first time. So like the amazing colors and differences between the colors definitely had an influence on me as far as the name. I mean, there are other things that rhyme with zine, of course, but I try to it didn't actually take me long. It usually takes me forever to name anything, but yeah, it just sea green, it just kind of fit. But yeah, it was mostly about the rhyming and somewhat about the love of the ocean that I found after I moved to Australia. See, it's I wish there was a cool story, but I just like words. So Sea Green Zines it was. Oh my goodness, I could have saved myself a little bit of confusion for some people if I'd chosen something else as well. But yeah, I rather like it. And I like the color green, obviously. I mean, purple's my favorite color, but I like the color green, and I love all the different blues and greens of the ocean. So, it all works out. Just not in a really cool anecdote sort of way. So that's the answer to that question. Very exciting stuff. The next question comes from Shannon Nevin on Instagram. How many zine fests have you been to, and do you have a favorite? Which also goes with Shelly's next question. How many physical zine fests have you been to? Now, let's see. I've been to the Festival of the Photocopier in Melbourne a couple times, and that's about it. I haven't been able to get out and about a lot for physical zine fests. There was another one where the National Gallery of Victoria, I think, teamed up with Sticky during their book expo thing. Yeah, I really should have written notes for these. More notes for these. And that was sort of a zine. There was a zine fest kind of section to that expo, which was pretty cool, done in the National Gallery of Victoria, and in typical fashion, we were kind of they didn't know what to do with us, but we knew what to do as zine makers. We made the most of the space. All that good stuff. That was fun. I actually got to sit next to Tash for that. So that was a lot of fun. So thank you, Tash. But let's see. So I guess I don't have a lot of experience, so I hesitate to like pick a favorite because I don't have a lot of experience to pick from. But obviously, I love Festival of the Photocopier. Sticky is amazing in running it. They're kind, they're welcoming, they're understanding. They're like, I just this year when I rocked up, they're like, "Oh, Nyx," and I'm like, "Oh, wait, yes, of course." Like, you know, my face, I have a YouTube channel, so but it was just so welcoming and absolutely lovely and wonderful and fun. And the year before, at the where was it? The Trades Hall, I think it was Trades Hall. They know they know I'm an anxious sport and everything, and they're so kind and understanding. And there were like nothing that put anybody else out, but there were a few little adjustments that I was able to make my time at the festival even lovelier and less anxiety inducing, which I appreciated greatly. So I'd love to have more Zine Fest experience, either like as a patron or as a tabler. Like either way, I'm happy. I'm still, I mean, obviously things have changed because of the virus, but I'm still planning on traveling out, you know, out in the world, and I would love to include some Zine Fests in that. So whenever that happens, get ready, US and UK. I'm coming eventually. Oh, that sounded really creepy, so sorry about that. But yes, I haven't been to many. So let's see, 2016, 2019, 2020. So only about 4 or so. Oh my goodness. And yes, I have to mark the Festival of Photocopier as my favorite, but that's utterly biased. And majority rules insofar as that. But here's to the future and experiencing many more Zine Fests and having fun with that. Thank you to Shannon and Shelley for the questions. The next question is from Jess Hast on Facebook. What flavor of zine would you like to see more of? Oh, okay. Let's see. What would I like to see more of? I'm so excited by a lot of the amazing things I see. Like I will never get sick of perzines. I'm always happy to see more perzines. Let's see, flavors in zines. I think one thing that I've been enjoying, I'm not like there needs to be more of this. I don't want to be like I want to be dictatorial about anything. But one thing I quite enjoy seeing, but don't see a lot, and would definitely love to see more of, is people making more of mini zines, especially the 1-page folded mini zine. Like I think Saf Miro comes to mind as someone who takes the idea of the mini zine and plays with it by adding elements. And like they made one zine that had like little flip ups to, like, they had a joke and then you had a little flip up to do the punchline, and just little things like that. I think I'm collecting my thoughts here, so please forgive me. This is where I should script at least a little bit. I think 1-page minis are fun and lovely and can be quick, and there's definitely a place in there's a place in the zine verse for fun, quick, easy reads. But I do love a mini that is like used to its full potential, like either with like packing a lot in, or having a lot of elements, or having surprise elements, or anything. I still love, and I don't have a one-page mini on my hands right now, but I do still love the secret insides when you have have a one-page mini, you open it up and you get a little hint of something and you go, oh, there's something on the inside. Then when you unfold it, there's something printed on the other side. Just little elements like that. I mean, like, really, I hesitate to say these things because I don't want anyone to feel like I'm bagging on the way that they make their one-page mini or the way they make their zines. But I do quite enjoy that and would love to see more of that, more people being creative with the minis. Not even just creative, but just not feel limited because it's one page, but just see what kind of things you can pack in there. That sort of thing. So that's one thing, I guess. What else? I think the other thing that really springs to mind as far as the things I'd like to see more of are collab zines. I know that that making collab zines can be complicated and expensive if you send out physical copies to all the contributors and things like that. But I think I haven't seen a lot of collab scenes lately. Now, I might be like blissing off something that I've just seen recently or whatnot. It's entirely possible. My brain is just in that mode at the moment. But collab scenes, I'd like to, like, there are plenty of collab scenes out there, but I'd like to see more things like that, because more ways people can get involved and connect with each other, and on that level, like Ryan's Pocket Thoughts Annual springs to mind. I try to do some collab zines as well. I feel like having many voices in one place, under one topic. I mean, Pocket Thoughts Annual is more like, do what you want, let's just have some fun and have it in a group, and there we go, and away we go, which is which is in and of itself fun and amazing, and I love it. But yeah, like I hate to use my own work because it feels a bit egotistical when I do, but Workaholic, just taking a poke at the social constructs society has built around work and productivity, phenomena, the strange and weird and the unexplainable things that happen in our lives, those sorts of things. Even collab scenes that aren't necessarily like people sending in stuff. Again, I feel weird using my own work as an example, but the 24-hour zine, where the pages are completely ideas, so topic suggestions, page ideas from other people, and collaborating in that way as well. Yes, I'd love to see more collaborative zines. However the zine creator decides to interpret the collaboration process, if you will. I hope that makes sense. So yes, doing things with your mini zines, making the most out of your mini zines and collaborative zines. I mean, I love zines. I'd love to see all the zines and things like that. But yeah, I'm just thinking about it and hoping that I'm not mentally blissing out something that is obvious and should be right in front of my face. Those two kinds of zines, and I almost feel bad saying collab zines because I know it's been like I've been trying to get enough letters for Dear Anonymous 9 and 10 for a while now, and it's just ooh. And yeah, it's hard to make collab zines, so I totally get it. But yeah, there it is. I hope I answered your question in at least somewhat clear way. Thank you for the question. And next we go to Ryan of Pocket Thoughts on Instagram asked, what sort of tropes are you sick of seeing in zines? And tropes. Okay, tropes, which are basically cliches. Oh my goodness, what am I sick of seeing? Oh, the other side of the coin there. I don't know. I've always been with Sea Green Zines, I've always been very focused on being positive and the fluffy lalas, and if I can't say something nice, I'm not going to say it at all. Sort of thing. I've had a rant or two though, so I haven't completely stuck by that the entire time. But what tropes aka cliches am I sick of seeing in zines? And I think the one thing that like comes to mind is I'm sick of seeing it because I do it and it's a bad habit. I'm trying to stop. And that is saying it has been a while. It has been a while since the last zine. I need to stop doing it. I need to stop. Oh my goodness. I wouldn't say I'm sick of it. Because that implies I've been seeing it a lot, but yeah, I do. It's not something that I want to see either. It's something I've written or something else. It's one of those little things. It's kind of like we're all making zines. We all have lives. We all know that life is life, and sometimes we go long stints of time between one zine and the next. We don't need to say it. We know it. Like, if you have someone who's been reading your zines for a while, like, if there's a year between this issue and the next issue, they already know it's been a while. It's just one of those, it's a little bugbear for me. And it's a bugbear mostly because I need to stop doing it. But yeah, I think that's pretty much the only thing I can think of. I keep looking over there because I'm always like staring off at something, but I've got zines over there, and I'm thinking, like, what am I sick of? And I just, I don't know. I mean, it's years back now, but there was a while there that seemed like there were a lot of people who were completely disrespectful of zines, kind of like, oh, I can make this cheap little thing that I mean, sometimes you can just feel when someone just knocks something together, and not knock something together in a fun way or knock something together in a creative way. It's just like, oh, if I just stick a few things on here, I can charge $2 for something that costs 10 cents or something. And I'm not going to get into zine pricing. I refuse to. Not here and now anyway. But there was a while, like, there seemed to be quite a few mini zines that were clearly like people trying to do a one-off to get some money, and having no concept of zines and what they're for and why we make them and that sort of thing. I don't know. Is that zine elitist of me? It might be. If it is, I'm sorry. And it was a few years ago. I haven't seen it since. But yeah, there seemed to be this kind of this rise of people who are like, oh, this is easy and I'll make some money. And then they didn't, and they went away. And here we are. So yeah. Oh my goodness. It's hard to think of these things. But yeah, those are the things that come to mind. So go easy on yourself, because things take time sometimes. Oh my goodness. But yeah, nothing else really comes to mind. nothing recently. So yeah, that's me. I feel a little awkward now. Be respectful, but also please don't feel like I'm telling you how to make your zines. Thank you, Ryan, for that question. I hope I gave something of an answer. Something of a reasonable answer. I don't know. I'm sorry. Oh my goodness. And maybe I'll think of something at another point. But anyway. And we're up to the last question already. Oh my goodness me. And this one also comes from Jess Hess on Facebook. What are some zine ideas you've had sitting in the back of your mind for a while but haven't started? Ooh. Oh, talk about haven't started some ideas yet. Oh my goodness. I actually might do a little bit of a jump cut, because I do have a page in my Bujo, my bullet journal, specifically for zine ideas. So I'll just go grab that real quick. And through the power of video editing, she is immediately back. Okay, goodness. So I have a page here in my bullet journal that has quite a few ideas written down. I think one thing that I've had in the back of my mind for a long time is a photography zine. Now, I don't fancy myself as a photographer as such, but there are some amazing, such vivid colors and things that I've taken pictures of that I love, and I don't want to just slap a bunch of pictures in a zine and call it a photography zine. I'd like to like say something with it. I just don't know what I want to say. But yes, a photography zine has definitely been in the back of my mind for quite a long time. That's definitely one. Let's see. So I have a few. I always, I don't know if they'll be a good idea like 5 seconds after the moment I think it's a good idea. But let's see. I have a zine idea for Sometimes Anxiety Is ... as in a collaborative zine with people talking about what their coping mechanisms are. Like, I think I had that idea after things just got a little overwhelming one afternoon and it was sunny and I just crawled under my desk and curled up in the sunshine, because sometimes sometimes anxiety is. And that was my coping mechanism for that day. So that was a so yes, a photography zine, an anxiety coping mechanism zine. Let's see. There's I am 99% sure that I'm probably done with Don't Call Me Cupcake. So many things have happened since the last issue that I'm thinking I'd like to start a new series or a different series. I'm not 100% sure, obviously, so if you really don't want to see Don't Call Me Cupcake, go, just let me know. But this year, past few years, really since I moved to Murray Bridge, a lot has happened, a lot has changed, a lot of challenges have come my way. And so yes, I was thinking of starting a new Persian series called Fragile Like Concrete, and I have bits and pieces and notes here and there all over it. But yeah, I haven't quite put anything together yet, and I think there is another zine that's about more recent times, and I'm not sure how much I want to talk about it because it's talk about it just yet because it's an ongoing situation. But yeah. Which was actually like not at all helpful in answering the question. Oh, goodness. So I still think one of the most, not the most obviously, but one of the most important things you can do as a zine creator is to write down your ideas when you have them, because I have a page full of them, and some of the ideas I look at and go, nah, I'm not going to do that. I'm not ever going to do that. It's not as good an idea as I thought it was at the time. But other ideas, I go, I was going to do that. I still like that idea. So yes. But I think the ones knocking around in my head the most are photography zine, and I have actually contacted a print company to get a sample pack of their papers and things like that. So that may be happening before the end of 2020 with any luck. So photography zine, a new Perzine, whether it be a standalone or a new series or something, and very possibly a Perzine that I won't get into yet. Oh my goodness. And I want to make more mini zines. I don't know what to make them about yet, but I want to make more mini zines because that's just on the agenda. I want to make all the zines. I want to read all the zines. As per usual. That's Nyx for you. That's me. Anyway, so I hope that answers the question. It doesn't seem very exciting to me. I was thinking about doing Oh, of course. Oh, my goodness. So I was thinking about doing a Bujo 2, but that's very work and time intensive, so I'm not quite sure just yet. But the 24-hour zine thing, last year I did one, and the year before I did one as well as part of International Zine Month. Now, International Zine Month went kablooey in my personal life went kablooey in International Zine Month, so I didn't do it, but I still want to keep up the tradition of doing at least one 24-hour zine thing in a year, so at least one per year. So I will be asking for page ideas for that as soon as I'm ready, which I'm hoping will be in October. Yeah, I'm not calling it for this month. No way. So yes, there we go. Added on a couple more because that's me, and that's what happens when it's completely unscripted. So thank you to Jess, and thank you to everyone who sent questions for this Q&A and the previous Q&A. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. I love being able to just chat with you and be inspired by your questions for like future podcast episodes and stuff like that. That's some of the things that I've talked about. And yeah, small note. Oh, did I mention it? Did I mention it yesterday? I might have. But yes, I'll probably do start in the distant future, maybe near future. I'll do a live stream or something like that. So there might be more questions. A live Q&A could be fun. You just have to figure out how to do the thing. Anyway, so there's that. If you have any questions about me or life, or not questions about life. Oh my goodness! Oh, don't ask me questions about life. I'm figuring out what I'm doing with mine. And if you have any questions you think I could answer, or you would like my opinions on, feel free to send them to me. I may put them in a Q&A video. You can specify if you'd like them in a Q&A video, or I will try to help you in any way I can if I don't have the answer myself. So I will wrap up here. This is actually turning out to be unedited, about the same length as the first Q&A. So there we go. Wham bam. Ah. Yeah, thank you. I mean, I hope you enjoy these. It's good for me. It's a good refresher, kind of different variety from my head space and all that. So thank you. And I will wrap it up there so I can start editing. So until next time, make some zines, have some fun, send some mail. Tell someone that you care about them as a surprise. Apropos of nothing. Apropos of no special occasion or nothing. Just out of the blue. There's someone you care about. Pick someone up. Hey, by the way, I think you're awesome. Or, by the way, I love you. Or that sort of thing. Because you never know. And it's a good thing. Alright. Spread a little sunshine. Mwah. Lighting soon to come. And then maybe getting a proper camera instead of doing things on my phone. I've had a recommendation for a camera to do the videos. Why does everything have to be money? Anyway, yes. Upward, onward, and yeah. Have a good rest of your week and a weekend ahead, or whatever your current time of existence is when you're watching this. Whatever it is, may it be good.